Hello and welcome to Breezy Chatter. Today I'm going to be talking about Temptation Island, Season 5, Episode 5. Thank you to those who have subscribed to my channel, and let's get started. So, it looks like Great and Tammy have a conversation, and Tammy said she's tired of arguing with Nafisa, and Great says he knows that the reason they're arguing is because of him. They're both trying to get his attention. So Tammy does say in the confessionals that she is done with Great. She just wants to have a good time and get to know people who want to get to know her. Then we have Paris. She's making breakfast for Tajik, so I guess their cuddling overnight is what motivated her to want to cook breakfast for him. And then we have Vanessa confiding in Maricela about a past relationship where she actually felt safe. We find out that she was married for 12 years, so it's probably her ex-husband that she's referring to. Maricela also confessed that she's used to taking care of the men in relationships up until Christopher, and she said even that comes with a price, letting Christopher take care of her. She did speak to being controlled by Christopher. She said she's not sure if she wants to be under someone else's control. So they played Truth or Dare Jenga style at the guy's villa, and what we learned from that game is that Great is tired of Nafisa and Tammy arguing. We got to see Alexia kissing Abby because she didn't want to kiss Christopher in front of everyone. We have Hall saying that he's afraid of being in a relationship and lying to himself to spare the feelings of the person he's in the relationship with. Then we have Nafisa and Great kissing, and Tammy did not enjoy watching that. So we have Mark visiting the villas, and he's letting the couples and singles know that there will be a new feature added to this process, and that's a light. And the light will let them know if their significant other, not who specifically, has given into temptation. So the light will be sitting there off, and the minute someone gives in to temptation, it will turn on. And when Vanessa learned of this new feature, she started freaking out. I mean, she was crying. She said she wasn't going to be able to sleep at night. She was going to be sitting up watching the light all night long, waiting to see if the light's going to go off. And she's going to be wondering what Rob is doing. And she's afraid of being in another failed relationship. And we had Mike Zappa. He was really trying his best to soothe her and calm her down, but she just lost it. I was very surprised to see her react this way. And of course, it is party time at the guys' villa. It's prom night, and at the ladies' villa, it's casino night. Maricela's connecting with Christian, Caitlin, Mrs. Hall, so everyone's partying, and she can't help but wonder what Hall is doing. Meanwhile, Hall is having a great time with Michaela, and Great wants to continue where things left off with the Truth or Dare game with Nafisa. Meanwhile, we have Tammy explaining to Abby that she feels that Great owes her a kiss, especially since she had to sit and watch him kissing Nafisa. So we have Tammy barging into the room where Nafisa and Great are, and they were apparently getting undressed when she barged in. And they wanted to know what she wanted. Like, what are you doing in here? And she wanted to know if Great was okay. He said yes. And Nafisa, because she's so messy, she said, "Oh, do you want to join us?" And Tammy said, "No, this is not going to be a threesome, but I just wanted to make sure that Great knew what he was doing." And Great said, "I know what I'm doing." And she said, "Okay." And she walked out. And Great and Nafisa, they're in the room, they're laughing, and Great couldn't believe she just barged in there like that. And he did get up to make sure that the door was locked so that they wouldn't have any more interruptions. And I'm pretty sure they took that connection to the next level, because we do have Nafisa saying in the confessional that their prom night ended as prom nights typically do. Although we have Great later on saying that they didn't, I don't believe him. Meanwhile, at casino night in the ladies' villa, the light goes off. And we know the light's going off because Great and Nafisa are in a room together doing who knows what. And of course, the women stop, they stare at the light. But then they start to turn up. They start to party and they start to be a little more frisky because they want the light to turn on in the other villa so that they can feel the same things that they're feeling, wondering who's doing what with whom. So we see Rob and Desiree, they're hitting it off. We have Maricela and Christian, Christopher and Alexia continuing to connect. What we know for certain is that Maricela offered Christian a head massage. So they spent some time together in a room, and Great and Nafisa also spent time together. While all of these other things were going on, what was Hall and Michaela doing? I wonder. But the light has gone off multiple times throughout the night, and the next day in the ladies' villa, they're having a daytime pool party. And Mark intrudes just to let them know that there will be a bonfire. So it's bonfire time, and it's the fellas first. So we have Great. So they start with Great, and he gets to see Paris getting yet another lap dance from Tajik. And then he also gets to see Paris in bed with Tajik, and they're kissing. And Great says that his feelings for Paris are gone. And Mark doesn't quite believe him. He said that's not typically how it works. You don't get to be in a relationship with someone for a length of time and then think you can just turn it off. And Great said that he doesn't really trust people fully anyway. So at this point, he doesn't care. And then we have Christopher. He gets to see Maricela giving Christian a head massage. And while she's giving him the massage, his head is between her legs. And then you see them in bed, and Christopher is trying to get the best look possible to get an idea of what is going on under those covers. He's trying to see if they're actually having intercourse. And Mark did ask how he felt about what he saw. And he said he was shocked and disappointed. He said his heart's beating out of his chest. And he also does feel some relief as well because he is done. He's done with Maricela. Because there were rules. I guess they had some guidelines that they weren't going to be kissing and touching and doing those kind of things. And he said she broke the rules first. And it sounds like he's really disappointed in her because he was trying to be on his best behavior. And Mark, in Maricela's defense, did remind Chris that he was in a hammock with Alexia. And he said, yeah, I was, but the only skin contact was leg on leg. And he said, I just maybe rested my head on her shoulders, but it was nothing like what she's doing with this guy, between her legs, and they're in the bed kissing. I don't think I've seen Christopher kiss anyone. You guys let me know in the comments if you've seen Christopher kissing anyone so far. Then we have Rob. He's watching Vanessa dancing on Bryce, and he said that he's not fazed by that at all. He feels so much lighter, so much better not being with Vanessa. He said Vanessa has to learn how to experience relationships and stop dwelling on things that happened in past relationships. And Mark told Rob that he may very well be exactly what Vanessa needs. And it sort of took the air out of him because he didn't expect Mark to say that. And last but not least, Hall, he got to watch Caitlin hugging Sebastian. And Hall said that Sebastian is getting more affection than he's gotten in a long time. And he also said that he knows that Caitlin is not the one for him. So it sounds like Hall has also made up his mind. That's the couple that I thought would possibly make it through to the end. They're engaged, they've been together for a while, but it sounds like they're just going through the motions. And it sounds like Hall is ready to risk it all to be with Michaela. And that means saying goodbye to Caitlin. And that was Season 5, Episode 5. If you like my commentary, hit like, subscribe, and leave comments. Thank you for your time. Until next time, ta-ta.